Hey, welcome back. This is Breach, and we're doing another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Blue. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Breach, those last couple episodes have been really stinking short. We're changing that today, because, I got a little overambitious with what I wanted to accomplish in this session of recording. And we're going to take on the Saffron City Gym here, get it knocked out of the way. My strategy for not having to fight anyone, just kind of stick to the bottom and walk to the diagonal teleporter. After we're done with Saffron here, we're going to go discover Cinnabar Island and unlock the way to the gym there. Now, oh no, you're going to have to fight this one. You can't just go diagonal. Yeah, I'm just going to go to a teleporter, go back, and then go up. Because teleporters are consistent with where they lead you to. There's probably a more efficient way to get through here than just going diagonally, but that's always the way that worked for me as a kid, so it's the way I do it. If you know a better way to get through there, go ahead and drop it in the comments and let me know. We can use that as sort of a teaching tool for anyone who's playing along. Now, Sabrina is going to have all psychic types. Our Mew is a psychic type, so they're not really going to hurt each other with their psychic types, but Mew has Mega Punch. Very balanced stats. So Mega Punch is going to take care of really everything we need here. Mr. Mime is the other Mr. Mime in the game. And here, Wartortle is at level 35. So I'm just going to try and get it to evolve to a Blastoise. Get some easy experience for it. Because I think he can take out Mr. Mime on his own. Oh no, he's protected against special attacks. What will we do? Probably use Bite, which is one of the top normal attacks. And then naturally our Wartortle became confused, and because he's not Mew, he smacked himself. Wonderful. Just trying to get him to be a Blastoise, darn it. We got one more shot at this. He's got increased special. Increased defense. What will we do? Yeah, I get caught up deciding which one I want to level up. I give up on trying to keep a balanced party. So we're just going to toss out Mew for the guaranteed win. Because his defense may be increased, but Mega Punch is still going to do enough damage to put him away. The problem with Mega Punch, why it's not an even better move, is because it has a lower hit percentage. She brings out Venomoth, which is actually a poison type. Doesn't really fit this gym as much as it would Koga's. And it's going to be weak to Psychic because of that. I think it's Poison Flying, so, we're still going to use Mega Punch just in case it has a Psychic type. I don't know, I don't use the Venonat family at all. I catch them just for the sake of completion on this, but I've never really been a fan of using them. So, if it is a Poison Psychic, then cool. If not, then whatever. And here we're going to leave Mew. Oh, we're going to switch out Mew for Wartortle to get experience against this Alakazam. I don't remember, but given that I didn't re-record this section, I'm fairly certain that doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. Yeah, because Comet Punch is still going to do a lot of damage. This Alakazam will know Recover, which is a psychic move. Basically, it just heals itself. It's not really going to matter, because we do more damage than it can recover. As you see there, Alakazam fainted, and yeah, there's our, what is even the name of the badge in this gym? Marsh Badge. Yeah, a lot of the badges make sense with the type that's there. I would think Marsh would be more of a poison, and Soul would be more of a psychic. But, I didn't design the game, so We're going to toss away TM37 so that she can give us the TM for Psywave. Psywave is a pretty garbage psychic attack. Like, I tried using it a couple of times against the Elite Four here because, you know, I wanted psychic damage. And it wasn't doing psychic damage, it was just doing kind of variable damage. And I don't know what's up with it, I'm not going to bother looking it up. I just know that I tried out the move, I don't like the move, and I deleted the move eventually and gave Mew Ice Beam instead, because I know what Ice Beam does, and I know what it wrecks. So now we're going to go back to Palette. Yeah, I could have stepped out and flown here on screen, but I went to a Pokemon Center as well, healed up, and I taught our Dratini Surf. Now that patch of grass right there is where you're going to catch a Tangela. You'll see it in the compilation towards the end of the series, which we're actually getting relatively close to. We did a lot of the groundwork really fast, and it's just kind of a downhill slope from here. We have one more gym to do. Well, 2 more gyms to do. And then we hit up Victory Road and the Elite Four, and then our journey will be over shortly after that. We'll have like 3 episodes after maybe 4 episodes after the Elite Four. And I don't know, it's gone by quick. A lot quicker than I thought it would. Here I'm just going to try and catch a Tentacool really quickly, but he's going to break out of the Ultra Ball. We got to catch a Tentacool. I'm going to end up fishing for one later. Spoiler alert, I don't catch this one. I just get frustrated at it and kill it. I think that maybe Pound could put it into a catching range, but no, not with our Mew the way he is. Now, once you get down here, this mart will sell Ultra Balls, Great Balls. Now, I'm gonna drop all of our money into Ultra Balls just in case we die in the Burning Mansion there. We don't need this many Ultra Balls, especially since we're so close to doing the Underflow glitch after the Elite Four. But that's more Ultra Balls than we'll need for anything, really. Here is a Pokemon research facility. You bring your fossil here, and I go into each room because I forget which room it is. It's the room on the far right. I don't even have my fossil on me. I dropped it off in the PC because, you know, forgetful breach is forgetful. But you grab your fossil, you bring it to the room in the far right there, and they'll tell you, hey, we can clone a Pokemon from this. An ancient Pokemon and bring it back to life. And since we grabbed the Helix fossil, we will be able to get Ammonite from it. Which means we'll have to glitch in Kabuto, which would have been the Dome fossil. There's another item here. After you get access to Cinnabar Island, you can go to the museum in, I believe, Pewter City. It's at the very north of it. I didn't show it off because it's just kind of a time sink. Nothing really special about it. Besides this one room, you have to cut the grass to the right of the main entrance, and it gives you a side room. And it gives you Old Amber, which you bring here, and they give you an Aerodactyl for it. I'm going to drop off the fossil because they say it takes some time. Essentially, you just have to leave the building and come back to pick it up. And I forget to pick up Ammonite for a while, until about the time I was getting ready to do the montage and get Aerodactyl. So, it'll be a bit before we see Ammonite again. And really, we're only going to see it much for the evolution, whenever I'm, feeding him rare candies until he becomes Amistar. Now, the gym is locked. Can't get in. You instead have to go to this Burning Mansion over here, which I forgot all the puzzles in here, which is why this episode takes a significantly longer amount of time than the other ones. Here you can catch Grimer, you can catch Muck, Coughing, Wheezing, Ponyta, In blue, you can catch a Magmar here. He's not going to be in red. So we will catch a Magmar before this. We'll catch everything that we can in here before this is over. If you're playing in yellow, something I didn't address back when I was covering the glitch episode. This is where Ditto is in the yellow version. So if you're playing in yellow, you can't glitch Pokemon in until you get to the Burning Mansion here. Because that you have to have Ditto. He is your Poke God for glitching Pokemon into the game. So, if you're playing yellow, this is where you will run into Ditto to perform the glitch. There's Ponyta. Aw, he's so fluffy, so cute. Evolves into a Rapidash, which is the favorite of Mr. Pokemon Fan Club President, who graciously gave us a bike voucher worth $1 million just for listening to him talk about his Rapidash. And Ponyta is ours now. I'm not going to use it. Honestly, you get access to fire types way too late in the game. That's one other kind of complaint I have about Red and Blue is you you can't really do a balanced team until super late in the game. Like, no matter how hard you try. And that's kind of carried over. You can also catch Vulpix here in blue, Growlithe in red. That's kind of carried over into the other generations I'm seeing. Because, I mean, this is the only Pokemon game that I've beaten, is Red Blue. But it seems to carry over into the other generations. Granted, you get, like, a Talo, or not Talo, but a, whatever that water bird is in Gen 3. You can get, like, a Lotad. You can catch an early Ralts. But your early game selections are very limited in the other versions. Now, if I had read that diary here, this building was a research facility and a cloning facility before they had the new one there. This is where they were studying Mew, the supposedly original Pokemon. Now, in later games, you have Arceus, which is the Pokemon god, which created all Pokemon. But in this game, Mew was the original. And this is like one of the few instances of a moving trainer in Gen 1. Like, most of them are just stationary. So that's why I thought I could talk to him and just get away with it. This battle surprised me. I was not ready for it at all. Because I didn't think moving trainers came along until like Gen 2 or 3. So, keep in mind, this guy walks around, but is also a burglar or trainer or whatever. So, yeah. Just remember that. And there's really no point to this room besides him, that diary on the table, and this item over here. There are entirely too many encounters in here for my liking, and honestly, we're going to get to a point where I cut out parts of the episode just so I can, try and find my way and figure out what I'm doing. But I don't want to do that too much, because I did that with, with Silphco, and ended up skipping over where the card key was. Now, I see this banister, and I remember, kind of, from childhood, that there is a spot where you have to jump off the banister to the floor below to progress. That is not here. It is in another room. Here's Coughing. You can finally catch one. We've been seeing them since, like, the beginning of the game. And fortunately, Mew's Pound is weak enough that it'll get stuff into catching range, but not kill it. And wonderful, we got poisoned, which is another reason I'm going to leave the game audio out. Because there are times where it's just not worth it to go back and to walk around poisoned, and no one wants to listen to that constant, just crunching noise that happens every 4 steps, I believe. I think also with the later games, what they could have done, since there were so many different Pokemon in the later games, is not try and set it up to where the ones that came before were, you know, you had to trade them in from the earlier games, but set it up to where you can encounter them in the areas where they otherwise would have been. If that makes sense. Like, if you had a burning building area in a later game, instead of having just like 5 types there, why not throw in all the previous fire types as well? I mean, you can still do version exclusivity with the older Pokemon so that you can encourage sales of both, but it also gives people a chance to catch them all without, you know, having to go back and trade with older games. They may do that, but to my knowledge, you still have to have, like, if you're playing X and Y, you still have to have, like, black and white, potentially even diamond pearl to catch them all. I don't think you have to have, like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire to fill out the national decks, but something tells me you might. I don't know, because I haven't really played them. Now, down here, after we switch that barrier around, after we run into another Ponyta, we are going to walk in the wrong direction first and see another barrier. That barrier leads out of here. Those stairs are kind of ones we want to go to. So we gotta fiddle around with the switch puzzles more. I'm sorry that this is so terrible to watch right now, and probably terrible to listen to on the commentary for it, just because, you know, I'm trying to spread out what I'm saying across a 30-minute episode that could have been done in probably 10 to 15. But, you know, it's nice to have a little bit longer of an episode after having some shorter ones. With this series, I originally wanted to do them all about 20 minutes long, and I think we're averaging around that point, maybe closer to 15 to 17 minutes. But why don't we go up again and check what the